Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Only Leeds Bros for another episode of Player Ratings. Leeds United versus Stoke City. Leeds United ran out 2-0 winners against Stoke on Boxing Day, Stephen's Day, whatever way you want to call it. Been a long time coming, a performance like that away from home. Probably felt like the most satisfying one of the season away from home. Just kind of had that real kind of feel-good factor about it after the game, and Joel Pirro, that man, bagging 2 goals, absolutely outstanding. So we are going to do a player rating. So let us know in the comment box below, guys, if you agree, disagree, if I'm off the mark, if I'm on the mark. And this is kind of a video that can obviously divide opinion. So yeah, let us know in the comment box below if you agree or you disagree or not. So we'll get straight into it anyway, and we'll start with the man between the sticks, Illan Meslier. For me, probably one of his best performances this season. I'm going to go an 8 for Illan Meslier. Made an important save in the opening couple of minutes that probably would have put Leeds United on the back foot. In fairness, the opening 2 minutes, I think it was Kilmas. I think if Stoke scored that, it probably would have been another one of them kind of tough days away from home. But he did and made a really good save. His handling was good, his kicking was good, and especially in the conditions for a goalkeeper, it wouldn't have been easy at all. So really delighted for Illan Meslier. I've probably been one of his biggest critics this season. But again, look, he has the performance in them. We just want to keep him at that level, don't we? Making important saves when called upon. Yeah, so an 8 for Illan Meslier for me. Moving on to right back, Jayden Bogle, who at times he was reminding me of prime Dani Alves, the way he was getting up and down the wing. Really strong runner with the ball, getting forward, looked the threat all night. He linked up well with Dan James. Every time he got the ball, he was looking for him. And was the pre-assist for the second goal for Joe Pirro. Lovely little ball over the top to get Dan James in, and Dan James thinks it to the back post for the Pirro header. So strong run. Felt like probably one of his best performances in the league show for me. And his defending again when called upon, he was really solid at the back, and it's something obviously when he did come to Leeds United, Sheffield United fans were telling us, yeah, great at going forward, but not great at going the other way. And that is something that at the start of the season I was worried about for Jayden Bogle. You could see in his defending that it wasn't fully there, but he's definitely improved, and he looks like that right back that we did sign, thank God. So really starting to come into his own. Really good performance from Jayden Bogle for me. Moving on to the 2 centre halves then, Joe Rodon, solid as always, nothing really to worry about. Didn't really have much to do with himself and Pascal Struijk, so I'm going to give both of them an 8. With Struijk, he dominated in the air, tidied up well, and again, without really being in trouble, the 2 of them at the back was solid, and especially with Struijk with being out, coming back in after being injured. He looked absolutely class again at the back. He's just a Rolls Royce of a player, Pascal Struijk. Yeah, so for me, Joe Rodon and Pascal Struijk get an 8 for me. Moving on to that man at left back, Sam Boyram. Again, Mr. Consistent, Mr. Reliable. Linked up well with Solomon. There seems to be really good chemistry between the 2 of them now. Seems to be working well. And for me, did really well to complete another 90 minutes performance as well, because when the team lineup did come out and I looked and seen Boyram at left back, I kind of thought we probably would have seen him for probably an hour or so, and then maybe Isaac Smith would have came on, but he didn't. He was absolutely outstanding. Obviously, the change did come late on. But again, yeah, another solid performance from Sam Boyram, so can't complain. Again, he just comes in, does the job that he's asked to do, and he does it really well. So absolutely delighted again for Sam Boyram. Absolutely loving the bits. Moving on to Ethan Ampadu, who did get a starting spot back in the squad, and probably the most surprising one for Leeds fans in the eye opener was seeing El Tanaka taking out the squad. I thought Ampadu for the first probably 10-15 minutes he looked a little bit rusty, which is obviously to be expected. You know, it's the first game he started in a while after being out with a knee injury. So a little bit rusty starting off, but he definitely kind of grew into the game. His passing were on point, and then by the end of the game he completely controlled it, and yeah, he looked a class above, and it was something that I was worried about before the game. If, you know, Daniel Farke did take out Tanaka out of the squad, he brings Ethan Ampadu in, doesn't have a great performance, we lose away from home. All the kind of anger would have been, you know, pinpointed on that. You know, he's had to take Tanaka out of the squad, what he's thinking. But yeah, to have that coming off the bench in El Tanaka is outstanding. But yeah, Ethan Ampadu, it's going to be an interesting one how Farke lines up with this one, because it will just seem an embarrassment if we have El Tanaka sitting on the bench. But yeah, great to see him kind of coming off the bench and doing well as well, El Tanaka. So strong headache there for Daniel Farke, so we'll have to see how that one progresses over the coming weeks. Moving on to his midfield partner, Joe Rodwell. Again, he's just, the more I watch Joe Rodwell, the more I love him. He's a runner, he gets about the park. I love the way he picks up the ball, he drives with it, he's not afraid to get forward, and his set piece delivery looked a threat, especially in conditions like that as well. His set pieces were on point for most part, and really good performance. It was probably the one that I was worrying about when Ampadu did come back into the squad. Would it be Joe Rotwell to come out? Would it be maybe Brendan Aronson to come out? Where we're going to go 4-3-3? It was interesting to see, and I didn't think Tanaka would be the one to come out of the squad. And look, yeah, he proved his worth again. Joe Rotwell, absolutely outstanding. It kind of seems like the performances that he is putting in this season, if he can kind of keep at that level, you might see Leeds United sign him in the Premier League, and I don't think he'd be a bad backup option to come on in the Premier League as well. Really, really solid. Has been since called upon. So again, yeah, I'm going to give a 7 for Joe Rotwell. Moving on to the right wing, that man DJ. Again, another scintillating performance from DJ. He obviously got the assist for the Pirro goal, lovely little dink to the back post. But yeah, they just couldn't live with him down that right hand side. His pace is just absolutely frightening. His final ball and set piece his final ball and his shots have definitely improved. It's something that I was very critical of Dan James for a while. That he kind of just had all pace, he'd always kind of get there, but it was that kind of final ball that he was delivering into the box just wasn't quite there, and it's something that he's really improved on this season. And again, DJ was just absolutely solid again, really, really good performance, and it just feels like now that he probably is your first name in the team sheet every week. And out of them 4 wingers that we have in Ramazani, Nonto, DJ and Solomon, he's probably the best one and has been the best one out of the lot so far this season. So yeah, fair dues to DJ, absolutely love him. So I'm going to go in 8 out of 10 for Dan James. Another brilliant performance from him. Moving on to his man on the opposite wing, Manor Solomon. I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Didn't score and didn't assist in this game, but it just felt like it was probably one of his better performances for Leeds United. Really, really good. Looked dangerous getting forward, looked a threat. He did miss one opportunity to the back post with DJ, whipped it right across the box. It was fairly kind of knee height, very hard to kind of get your knee over it or head it. It kind of hit off his knee and went wide. Probably if he sorted out his feet a little bit earlier, he might have got a goal as well, but that might be a little bit harsh. It was kind of fizzed at him. So, but yeah, really good performance again from Manor Solomon. Probably for me, probably up there with one of his best performances in a Leeds shirt again. And it's something, obviously, he was getting pelters there for a while after Burnley, and then he got injured and he came back. He was getting a lot of stick, but this is the player that Leeds United have signed, and let's hope we can keep him fit. Let's hope we can keep him ticking over, because you can see his quality on the ball. He's a threat, and especially in this division, well, he's absolutely lethal at getting forward. So moving into that man in the number 10, and he made me eat me words. Thank God, Brendan Aronson. I'm going to give him an 8. He was lively throughout the whole game, and it's something that you want from your number 10. He took really, really good attempts at goal, and any time it opened up to kind of have a pop, he did. He was treading passes as well. He looked really, really good, and that passing for Joel Pirro for the first goal as well in between the lines. That's something that we want to see more out of Brendan Aronson. I think at home, his performances have been fine, absolutely no problem at all. It's when we go away, that's what my issue was with Brendan Aronson. He wasn't really kind of showing his quality on the ball, and especially against Blackburn when he was just having a torrid day, and Daniel Farke persisted with him, and you could just see that it wasn't working. So yeah, really, really good performance from Brendan Aronson, and that's what we need from all season. We need to kind of keep him at that level, that kind of consistency. So if he keeps at that, we'll have no issue at all. And obviously it'll be interesting to see when the January window does open in a couple of days' time, will Leeds United be going for a number 10. So moving on to the man up top, Joel Pirro. Again, he was just absolutely unbelievable. The 2 goals, his first goal, probably when he was originally put through from Brendan Aronson, maybe could he had a dinked it around the goalkeeper or got a shot off a little bit earlier. He decided to go around him. The keeper got a hand to it and forced him wide, and then the finish on his bad foot off the underside of the crossbar, and absolute rocket into the back of the net. And it was probably the only place he was going to score, because with the goalkeeper and the 2 defenders that were back on the line, he just absolutely rifled into the net. Joe Pirro for me, so I'm going to have to go on 9 out of 10. He was just, yeah, he was, composed with the finishing, even the Dan James onto the back post. It's one of them that, especially fog, the conditions, well, he could lose sight of it. He didn't, kept his eye on it and put the ball in the back of the net. And even apart from his 2 goals, he was involved a lot more in the play. He was actually, linking up a lot better, getting in behind, making runs, just looking generally dangerous. And that's something that you want to see from Joe Pirro again. That consistency, that performance level, keep it there. There has been times through the season where he'll drop in and out of games. You won't see him for large parts. Then he'll come in and he'll drop out again. So again, yeah, for me, Joe Pirro, outstanding performances. I think it's 9 goals and 4 assists that he has so far this season, which, even if he can double that up for the second half of the season, get anywhere around 17, 18 goals, will be a really good return from Joe Pirro. Let's hope he does get more, but that trajectory is going that way. So let's hope Joe Pirro can keep scoring goals for us. Moving on to the substitution. So the first one, largely Ramazani. Very kind of hard to rate the subs, because he did kind of come on fairly late, but largely I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Played some really good stuff. Did inject something a little bit different when he came on. A little bit of pace, looked dangerous. And he also seemed eager to kind of like prove himself, eager to try and get back into the squad. And that's something that he is going to have to do, especially with the way Solomon and James have performed. It's going to be really hard for Largy to get back into this squad. But with the games coming thick and fast, obviously we've Derby up next tomorrow, and then we've got Blackburn on New Year's Day as well at Ellen Road. So then we might see a little bit of rotation over them games. So he might be called upon in the next couple of games, and let's hope then he can nail down a spot, because I think Largy is outstanding. You can see the quality he has a really, really high ceiling. But again, obviously touched on it without Tanaka, bringing on players like your Ramazani, Nantos, Tanaka, Joseph, and even Smith there at the end. It's absolutely mental. And if you're Stoke City and you're seeing them players coming on, you must be scratching your head going, how are we going to live with this, especially when you're 2-0 down? So yeah, another good performance from Ramazani when he came on. Next is up Willie Nanto, similar again. I'm going to go Nanto 6 as well. Won his duels when he was called upon. Again, just injected that something like a little bit different, a different kind of type of dynamic off the game. We know we can kind of go off both feet as well. And it's embarrassing bringing on a player like Willie Nanto's quality. But again, it's only good for Leeds United. It just shows the strength and the depth that we have in the squad. Then we're bringing these players off the bench. So I'm going to go 6 out of 10 for Willie Nanto. And then moving on to that man, out Tanaka, who still baffles me that he was on the bench. But he came on. I'm going to give Tanaka 6 out of 10. He kept it tidy, simple passes, didn't really have to overcomplicate, and that's what he done. He just kept it nice and simple, moved the ball along. He could have, came on, wanted to kind of have a point to prove, getting the ball, trying to get forward, trying to, kind of over push his passes. He didn't really, just kind of kept it nice and simple, moved the ball well. And yeah, so I'm going to give a 6 out of 10 for El Tanaka. And again, it's going to be interesting to see how Daniel Farke is going to deal with this dynamic now that Ampadu's back in the squad. And is Tanaka going to be that player that's going to sit on the bench and come on? Because it feels like a player his quality sitting on the bench will be absolutely criminal for Leeds United. Yeah, so looking forward to seeing how that one progresses. And then Mateo Joseph, I was actually really impressed with Mateo Joseph when he came on. There's times this season when he has came on as a substitution that he hasn't really, impacted the game. He hasn't really kind of got involved much. He only got on for 15 minutes, and he did kind of have one opportunity where the ball was kind of fizzed at him, and he was under a little bit of pressure from the defender, and it was put over the top. But it looked lively. As I said, only got 15 minutes in the game, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Looked good when he came on, and that's what you want. It looks like now that Joe Pirro is probably the one that's after nailing down that number 9 spot. You'd like to think now that he's going to be the one that's starting every game. So when Mateo Joseph is getting called upon, you'd like to think that he's going to come on and impact the game, especially when games aren't going to go for us and we need a goal. We need someone to come on, get involved in the game, and he did that. So yeah, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10 to Mateo Joseph. And then next, last but not least, is Isaac Smith. Didn't give him a rating, lads, because he obviously did come on very late for Sam Byram. But one thing I will say about Isaac Smith, and it's something that we touched on with the final point with Matty Andillo, is Byram was obviously a little bit of a concern. He has played a lot of football lately. Vauber's out. We obviously know Fairpo's still out, so we might see Isaac Smith get his chance against Derby County or against Blackburn. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he's going to get on. I'm hoping that it's going to be a similar situation to Ilya Gruev last season, when we kind of didn't see him for the first part of the season enough, and then the second part of the season came on and kind of made an impact. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing Isaac Smith. But just for this game, I didn't rate him. I thought it was very unfair. With the time that he was on the pitch, he obviously couldn't make an impact. Yeah, lads, so that's it for player ratings. As I said, get your comments in below whether you agree or disagree with me. It obviously is. It's one of them videos where you can be way off the mark or you can be on the mark. But yeah, it's fun and it's enjoyable doing, because it kind of gets you thinking more about individual player performance. And I hope you are enjoying it. It is obviously a new video that we put out. I don't think anyone in the Leeds United sphere kind of has videos like this, like player rating. So it is something that we're enjoying doing. And as I said, we will get Dylan involved more and more, but we will be doing it as pre-recorded video and not live videos. So yeah, myself and Dylan will be back at 8 o'clock tonight live for the match build-up ahead of Derby County. So make sure you pop in for that one. And yeah, so we'll chat you all again soon. Before you leave the video, guys, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. Hit subscribe to the channel. And of course, share with your friends that you think might like this as well. So we'll chat you all again soon. Have a good one.